The robots, machines are no longer replacing muscle, but also brain power, and that automated future has major economic implications. Martin Ford is founder of a Silicon Valley-based software development firm and the author. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So this reminds me of the Disney Pixar movie WALL-E, where basically humans are just sitting and the robots are doing everything for them. Is this ultimately what the world is going to look like? I mean, you look at these people and you think, I don't really want to be that.
Well, it's quite possible. We're definitely moving toward that. I mean, machines, computers, robots are proving to be more and more capable, and they're going to simply end up doing a lot more of the work, especially the more routine, predictable, formulaic type work that a lot of our population does.
Martin, your book, Rise of the Robots, is really interesting, and you talk about what this is going to do to jobs. And you see this future where automation and robots are killing jobs at the low end and the high end of the sector. And if we improve certain societal functions because of robots and automation, but we lose jobs, is that actually progress?
Well, technically it is progress, and we can move toward a future where, robots and machines do a lot more of the work that people don't want to do. But the problem is really going to be a distributional issue. It's going to be about income. People need a job in order to generate an income, in order to survive in the economy, and also to go out and participate in the market and be consumers and buy the things that are produced. And that's the problem that we're really going to run into first. In the longer term, there may also be an issue with how we occupy our time and so forth in some kind of a world where we don't all have to work. But the immediate issue is really going to be distributional.
That's the problem I'd like to have. I'm ready for that high-class problem of what do I do with all my free time? But you do actually have a policy prescription here, which I think is interesting, and you lay out the fact that, some people would say, well, the answer to increasing innovation, displacing workers, is more education. But you point out there are only so many of those jobs at the top of the pyramid. So even if everybody in the country gets a great education, there's still only so many of those top-level jobs to go around. And halting the progress is not really an option. So talk to us about what your solution is.
That's right. I mean, the conventional view is that it's always about education, and as you say, there are only so many of those jobs. And the other thing is that machines and algorithms are coming for a lot of those jobs. We're already seeing a lot of white-collar type jobs held by college graduates being impacted. So I don't think education is going to be the answer in the long term. What I propose, and I'm not the first one to propose this, is that we're going to have to move towards some sort of a guaranteed income or a basic income. And that in the context of today's politics, that's very radical. People will call it socialism, but in fact it's not. It's an idea that in the past has been supported by a lot of conservatives. For example, Friedrich Hayek, who is a conservative icon, really supported strongly the idea of a guaranteed income. So I think that's the direction that we're going to have to move in, although politically it's obviously going to be an enormous challenge to do that.
Big question, are we still going to need lawyers? That's what I'm wondering. Martin Ford, thanks so much for being with us. All right, up next, what the statistics